What's up, man? Shannon Sharp on Nightcap, him and Ocho was discussing Asante Samuel, who's played for the Patriots, is a really good corner, by the way, and I think that man should be a Hall of Famer because Asante Samuel was that dude in the 2000s, early to mid 2000s. But Asante Samuel put on, I guess he put on Twitter his stats versus Deion Sanders stats, and he said he thought that, look, I'm a better corner than Deion, and I have no problem with him thinking he's the better corner than Deion. I have no problem with that. Now, I think Deion Sanders is the best corner that I ever seen. Now, if you're going to go by the numbers, Deion Sanders he doesn't have the most interceptions. But I think he's the best. In my opinion, I think he's the best cover corner I've ever seen, because a lot of times people didn't even throw to his side. Like, Deion Sanders took away a whole field, whole half of the field. He's the only corner I've seen take away a whole half of the field. That's how intimidated the coaches and the quarterback was to throw on his side of the field. And Shannon Sharp said that Deion Sanders, Asante Samuel, is not in the same class as Deion Sanders. He's a great corner, but he's not in the same class. And then Asante Samuel, he heard that. He responded to Shannon Sharp and called Shannon Sharp a sheep, because he's saying that the reason why we all think that Deion Sanders is the best corner ever is because of marketing. And we are all sheep because we're not really looking at the numbers. And Shannon Sharp and Ocho, they went at it about, okay, so is it about the numbers? Because Shannon Sharp said, no, it's not just about the numbers. It's not about the numbers. And Chad said, well, hold on. When you debate LeBron James versus Michael Jordan, you go to the numbers. He said, so why you want to go to the numbers right now? And that's what I always tell people about. You got to be careful about judging these guys by their stats, because if we don't put the faces up to next to these stats and we start putting these stats up, you're not gonna like who's in front of your favorite player. That's why I said there's always context to all this stuff. You always got to put context in it. Yes, Asante Samuel had the stats he put up. He had more interceptions. I mean, he had more playoff interceptions than Deion, and he had played less games than Deion. And he's saying, well, we both got 2 Super Bowls, but I got more career. And he came back and said that he got more playoff interceptions than Deion. But the context is Deion didn't get a lot of balls thrown on his side of the field too. So you got to bring the context. You got to actually have been and do research and have looked at, because I seen Deion Sanders' career and Asante Samuel career when I seen him play, and I know back in the day people didn't throw on Deion Sanders' side for a while. It was like you did not contest Deion Sanders. So that's the context. And what Shannon Sharp is falling into is, with the Jordan versus LeBron James debate, Shannon Sharp want to go to the numbers. But when it's Deion versus Asante Samuel, he said, I don't want to go with the numbers, because when you like a player, you're not going to use the numbers if it's not favorable to the player that you're like. That's why he don't want to use the numbers with Deion and Asante Samuel. But he want to use the numbers with LeBron James and Michael Jordan, because the numbers is in his favor with the cumulative numbers are in his favor with Michael Jordan and LeBron. But like I said, man, if you do this long enough, you're gonna get caught up. And Shannon Sharp just caught up. And then Shannon Sharp said, well, okay, he said, let's use the all pros and things of that nature. And he said, let's use the MVPs and all that, even though Michael Jordan got more MVPs than LeBron James, finals MVPs and regular season MVPs. But see, he don't want to take that in consideration when you do the Jordan versus LeBron James debate. But I understand, people are biased. Just admit that you're biased towards your favorite player. And then now we know where you're coming from when you say, okay, I got this guy over this guy, I got this guy over this guy. But if you say, well, I'm not biased, then okay, then I'm going to hold your feet to the fire, and I'm going to say, well, don't use the numbers when it comes to Michael Jordan versus LeBron, and don't want to use the numbers versus Asante Samuel when it comes to Deion. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, I got Deion Sanders over Asante Samuel. And then, you know, Shannon Sharp lists off some corners who you think are that Asante Samuel may be better than. He said, is he better than Champ Bailey? Is he better than Darren Woodson, Ron Woodson, Darrell Reeves? Of course, he put Deion in there. He put Rod Woodson in there. I don't see him better than the guys I just named. But Asante Samuel, now I'm going to say this again, he's definitely a Hall of Famer. I don't know what's taking so long to put Asante Samuel in the Hall of Fame. I don't know when he retired. I believe Asante Samuel retired at least about, 5 or 6 years ago, or maybe longer than that. So, yeah, he should definitely be in the Hall of Fame. But let me know who y'all think. Who y'all think is better, Deion or Asante Samuel? I'm out.